Happy Aries season, flowers! Thank you for stepping into the garden, coming to sip some tea, and coming to get read. Let's get into it. So first, I actually want to get into the planetary transits that are happening that at the end of the month, because there's quite a few things that are happening, because basically it coincides with the cards and the movement of Sun into Aries. Right? Happy spring. The sun is now in a house, or sorry, the sun is now in a sign that it's exalted in. Traditionally, Aries is more sun honored rather than Mars. So while it is a Mars ruled sign in our modern world, I think it's also really important to remember its traditional aspects of honoring the sun, because the sun rises earlier in spring, so we get to see our sight and our foresight a lot brighter now, right? So let's get into these planet transits. Right before the sun entered Aries, we have the Pisces sun sextiling Pluto in Capricorn. Then we've got, obviously, sun in Aries today. Then right after that, on the 23rd, we have, that is Pluto entering Aquarius. Pluto entering Aquarius on the 25th. We've got Cancer entering Mars on the 28th. We've got, Aries Mercury conjuncting Jupiter. And then on the 30th, we've got two transits happening. That's Cancer Mars trining with Saturn now in Pisces, and Taurus Venus conjuncting with Uranus. So I just laid out a lot of information, and basically what all of that means, we were already coming into this sense of, okay, how does my soul and my ego and this experience that I'm experiencing right now interpret the information that I give myself subconsciously, right? How do I interpret that information? What best goes on for that? There's the sextiles to me are very kind of like a transfer of information. Things aren't necessarily things are flowing, but there's still a figuring out to it, basically. And what I'm getting from all these planetary transits that are upcoming is this sense of this trying to figure out the balance between spontaneity and calculation, and the balance between emotional reaction and logicalization, basically. So what is our best way to authentically express ourselves in this world and give honor to ourselves, our own sun, our own soul, our own experience, and do so within respects to ourselves first and to others as well, without caustically or unneedingly causing war, basically. Because there is a want for and a need and a desire for an inner soothing and inner peace. While Aries are very passionate and can obviously be great at war, being ruled by a war-ruled planet, it doesn't necessarily mean that they enjoy the act of war. What they enjoy mostly is the spoils of war, really, because Aries comes right before Taurus. Taurus loves luxury. So Aries loves to win. Aries loves victory. This is a time of really bigging up the self, bigging up the sun and the things, the brightness in our life, and doing so in a way that brightens everything else around us, as opposed to, while yes, light creates shadow, again, there is this balance, right? Of course, without shadow, we wouldn't have light. Without light, we wouldn't have shadow. So while we do create these shadows within the light that we're creating, how do we balance it out? How do we do such in a way that even the things that we cannot see right now are still honored in a light way? Let's get into the cards, okay? That's what I got to say about the planets. But let's get into these cards. Our cards for Aries season are, or rather the affirmation card, we've got Courage Helps Me Surpass My Fears. And that's Goddess of the Hunt, Paquette, Egyptian goddess of lionesses. When are you most courageous? What would you dare to do if you knew you could not fail? What if you were brave? The nerve to be yourself is the greatest gift you can give to the world and receive from yourself. Claim this thought with the thought of Paket's Egyptian lion goddess. And in the back of the deck, we've got Goddess of Passion. I own my magnificence. And like I was saying, Aries is a very passionate, driven sign. And this is Kianda and Golden Goddess of the Sea. If you were to truly show your passion for life, what would that look like? What is the highest expression of yourself? When do you feel most in your element? Passion is your birthright. Splash into the energy of this thought with the flowing energy of Kianda and Golden Goddess of the Sea. So then into my hedge, which is field guide, we've got chamomile, soothe. And like I was saying, we've designed this soothing energy of living in harmony, and not only living in harmony, but living out our dreams in the brightest and the most desired way possible that is highly positive for all. Does that sound a little, far-fetched? Can be. However, life is about living. Life is about living and living it to the fullest and most wonderful aspect that you can for yourself. And that also includes the shadows. So how do you embrace yourself, embrace your emotions in a way that you don't push them to the side or say these are uglier emotions, so they do not deserve light? Behind the soothing, right, we've got ephemeral, and that's daylily. And that's basically reminding us that emotions, this life, everything that we experience is ephemeral. There is a beauty to I always see Aries as kind of like the spark, basically, right? So while a spark can, or even the birth of a star can quickly die out, the experience of it, the looking at it, the observing of it, the being in the same timeline of such a thing does not negate how wonderful it is, or whatever that experience is for you. So honor your experiences. Into the tarot, you've got Queen of Cups, someone who is in tune with their emotions, regal in them, and walks in them and nurtures others in a way in which they can also be their most authentic self. And these things are happening very fast and very quickly. We've got literally all these transits coming right after the other. This is the Chariot card, by the way. Right after that, we've got the Lovers. So this whole entire season, our main focus is loving up on the self, loving up on the sun in ourselves, exalting ourselves, and doing so in a way that honors those around us, honors those before us, and honors those coming after us. Happy Aries season, y'all. Happy spring. I'm excited for this season. Please, 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 if you would love to have your own personal reading, hit me up, DM me, message me, email me. There's tons and tons and tons of ways to reach me. I would love to get back into that. I love doing personal readings. So make sure that you watch this full video and share and tell people to, become a Patreon so they can get the full, right? So thank you again for stepping into the garden, coming to sip some tea, and coming to get read. Enjoy your Aries season. Mwah!